Hello friends, in this lecture we will discuss two different terms which are related to ESM method. So these terms are responsiveness, and the other term is stability. Okay, so these are two terms and these terms are directly related with ESM method. Okay, these terms are directly related with ESM method, that is exponential smoothing method. Okay, so basically these terms are used to represent the fluctuation of demand. Okay, in ESM method we have seen that this method requires the latest demand data and the old forecast data. So it can be there that the demand, or we can say the previous data or the previous demands, has a huge fluctuation or they may be constant with time. So basically responsiveness represents the fluctuating demand pattern and stability demand represents the stable demand pattern. Okay, so when we say responsiveness, responsiveness, so this term responsiveness, it represents it represents the fluctuating fluctuating demand pattern. It represents the fluctuating demand pattern with respect to time. With respect to time. Okay, so it may be there that suppose in the first month, the demand data is 20, and in the second month the demand data suddenly goes to 500. In the third month it again comes back to 75. So you can see that there is a huge fluctuation between the demand data. Okay, so these fluctuations are studied under responsiveness. Okay, you have to be responsive in nature. Okay, you have to be responsive in nature, because if you are not following the responsiveness, then you can't fulfill the demand of the customer. Okay, you can't fulfill the demand of the customer. Okay, this is the one case. And it may be the another case that in the case of first month the demand data is 20. In the case of second month the demand data is 19. In the case of third month the demand data again is 20. So you can see here that the demand data or demand rate is almost what, constant. Okay, it is almost constant. So this basically represent that there is a stable demand pattern for a particular type of product. Okay, there is a stable demand pattern for a particular type of product, and these data represent that the demand pattern is highly fluctuating in nature. Okay, so basically responsiveness represents the fluctuating demand pattern of a product. It means that these type of things are, so we can say that it is used for the forecasting of new product. Okay, it is used for the forecasting of new product. You can see here, since the demand data is highly fluctuating in nature, so you can't forecast it correctly. Okay, you cannot look for the previous record. Suppose in the second month the demand data is 500, so you will think that in the third month also the demand is going to be around 500 only, and you forecasted or you made 500 products, but you were able to sell only 75. The rest 425 was a loss. It was a revenue loss. So you can't do it. You have to go according to the need of the customer. Okay, you have to be responsive in nature. Whatever the demands come, you have to supply only those items or only those quantity. It means we cannot go for the forecasting of an old product. Okay, in this responsiveness, this is used for the forecasting. This is used for the forecasting of a completely new product. This is used for the forecasting of a completely new product. Or we can say that new product means, if we are going to forecast a new product, it means that we do not have the previous records. It means we can also say that in responsiveness, the number of periods available, or you can say the number of past records, the number of periods available or number of past records available is very less. It is going to be very less, or you cannot depend on the past records. Why? Because the demand pattern is completely changing with time. Okay, so the number of periods available is very less. So if I'm saying it, that number of period, that is n. Okay, alpha equals to 2 upon n plus 1. So this n represents number of period. It is very less means the minimum value of n can be 1. It is very less means the minimum value is 1. Since it is 1, so let's calculate alpha. It is 2 upon n plus 1. Putting the value of n equals to 1, we will get alpha equals to 1. It means if we are responsive, then the exponential smoothing factor is equals to 1. And if we are going to forecast for the next month, okay, if we are going to forecast for the tth month or next month, then we will put the value of alpha, that is ft equals to ft minus 1 plus alpha dt minus 1 minus ft minus 1. Just put the value of alpha equals to 1. What you will get? You will get ft equals to dt minus 1. Okay, so you do not look for the previous records. Okay, you do not look for the previous record, you just look at the just recent one. It means that the forecast for the next month is going to be the demand of the previous month. Okay, the forecast for the tth month is going to be the demand of the t minus 1 month. Okay, so this is basically responsiveness. So if we will draw a graph between demand and time, so if I am going to draw a graph between demand and time, suppose if I am going to draw a graph, okay, the y-axis is of demand, and the x-axis consists of time. So responsiveness means there is a fluctuation pattern, there is a changing pattern with time. So this is what it is, responsiveness. Okay, it is responsiveness. And if alpha value is equals to 1, it means your product demand is highly responsive in nature. We have seen it. If putting the value of n equals to 1, we will get alpha equals to 1. It means the forecast is highly responsive in nature. It is completely changing with time. It is not stable. Okay, it is not stable. Now the second word is stability. From the name only we can see that stability means the demand pattern is not fluctuating with time. It is stable with time. So when we will represent stability, we can see it like this. It means the fluctuation is not so high. The demand pattern can be assumed to be almost constant. So we can say that this blue color line represents stability. Okay, the stability pattern. So we can say that stability means the demand is stable. Okay, the demand is stable with time. It means we can say that it is used to represent it is used to represent the forecast analysis. It is used to represent the forecast analysis of an old product. Okay, we will use stability for an old product or for those products which are already established in the market. Okay, we do not have to do anything. It is a product which is already famous in the market. Okay, customer are buying it regularly in a constant number. Okay, it means the product is already old enough or it is already established. It means the demand pattern is highly stable. Or we can say that the number of periods available for analysis, the number of periods available is very high. The number of periods available is very high. Why? Since it is an old product, we have a lot of past records. It means the number of periods for the analysis or of the past records are very much high. Okay, so very much high, it means we can say that the n value is tending to infinity. In infinite series, we have already talked about that the demand can be infinity. Each and every demand data is taken care of. So n can be infinity. If n is infinity, then alpha equals to 2 upon n plus 1. Putting the n equals to infinity, alpha will be 0. It means our demand pattern is highly stable in nature. It is not fluctuating. It means the stability for highly stable alpha is 0 and for responsiveness alpha is 1. It means our alpha is going to lie between 0 and 1. We can also say that the value of alpha is going to lie between 0 and 1. For 0, it means the demand pattern is highly stable, and if it is 1, then it is highly changing with time. Okay, so in one case alpha can be 0 and other case alpha can be 1. Right? And this graph represents what? Stability. So when we will put the value of alpha equals to 0, in this formula, look here, ft equals to ft minus 1 plus alpha dt minus 1 minus ft minus 1. Okay, so when we are going to put the value of alpha equals to 0, then what we can get? Ft equals to ft minus 1. Okay, it means we are just going to forecast as we have forecasted in the previous month. Okay, if we are going to forecast for the next month, just we are going to forecast the same value as of the previous one. Why? Because we know that the demand pattern is stable. It is not going to change. It is highly stable. It is not going to change. It means whatever the requirement was in previous month, the same requirement is going to be in the next month. Okay, the same requirement is going to be in the next month. It means we can conclude that the value of alpha will be present between 0 and 1. Okay, minimum it can be 0 and maximum it can be 1. If the value is 0, it means we are moving towards stability. We are moving towards stability. And if the value goes to 1, we are becoming responsive. So the value of alpha can be between 0 to 1. If the value is going to 0, then we can be stable. The demand pattern can be stable. And if the value goes to 1 or nearer to 1, the demand pattern is becoming fluctuating or responsiveness. Okay, and in one of the case for stability, the forecast value is just equals to the forecast value of the previous month, and in case of responsiveness, the forecast value for the next month is going to be the demand pattern of the previous month. Okay, so this everything is related to ESM method, because in ESM method we have studied the value of alpha. So ESM method can be used either for a constant demand, okay, or either for a fluctuating demand. In both the cases you can use the ESM method. That's why most of the numericals are asked from this topic only. Okay, whether the demand is highly stable or whether the demand is fluctuating with time, you need not to worry. You can use the ESM method. So I am taking an example. Suppose there is a shop. Okay, there is a shop. and in your locality, okay, there is a shop in your locality, it is a small shop and it is selling, suppose 100 pampers, okay, the requirement is of 100 pampers per week. He knows that he has to supply 100 pampers per week to the people living in that colony or locality. But suppose at one day or in the next week, a person comes and he asks for 1000 pampers. He asks for 1000 pampers. It means the demand pattern is highly fluctuating, and since it is a small shop near your area, so this is not possible because this person is not ready. This shopkeeper is not ready for this 1000 pampers. Why? Because he knows that in the locality, since only 100 pampers are required per week, it is not possible that someone comes and asks for 1000 pampers. Okay, within 1 week the number of children cannot increase from 100 to 1000. Okay, it is not possible. So it means we can say that he is following the stability pattern. He is following the stability pattern, and the demand here is highly stable. He cannot adopt these changes. Okay, he has to order only 100, or you can say 90, or you can say 99 pampers per week, but he cannot go for this exponential increase. Okay, stability means I have drawn the graph like this. It means in one of the week it can be 100, it can be 105, it can be again 99. Okay, so very small change in the demand pattern with respect to time. That's why I have already said that it is stable, and the shopkeeper is already following the stability criteria. He cannot go for responsiveness. But in the same case, there is a hospital. Okay, there is a hospital, and you know that in a hospital there is an emergency ward. Emergency. Okay, hospital emergency. So suppose first day 100 patients came, 100 patients arrived. First day, I'm taking first day 100 patients arrived. Second day, suppose 500 patients arrived. Third day only 10 patients arrived. It means you can see first day 100 patient and the second day 500 patient. It means a huge fluctuation. Okay, huge swinging nature of the demand, and it is not the case as it is here, because here the customer, here the shopkeeper will say that no, I do not have 1000 pampers. Okay, I do not have 1000 pampers because I am following the stability criteria. Okay, I'm just not looking for anything new. I'm just bringing only those number of pampers which had been sold in the last week. But here the hospital will say, okay, I am ready for the fluctuating demand pattern. If 100 patients are there, we will provide the treatment, and if 500 patients came, then also we will provide the treatment. Okay, they are ready for the fluctuation. They are ready for the fluctuation. It means they are following the responsiveness approach. They are following the responsiveness approach. Okay, so it can be explained from both the examples that in one case hospital follows the responsive approach. Okay, they are ready with everything so that they can follow the fluctuating demand pattern, but here he is not ready. Okay, so but we can say that stability is more preferred. Okay, stability is more preferred, and in industry stability is preferred. Okay, stability is preferred, and generally I've already told you it. Okay, and generally the alpha value is between 0.1 to 0.2. You can see here that the alpha value is very much close to 0. Okay, it is very far away from the value of 1. 1 means highly responsive, 0 means highly stable. So generally the alpha value lie between 0.1 to 0.2 for industrial applications. So in industries, stability is preferred more. Okay, stability is preferred more. No one wants to be responsive in nature, because if they are responsive, then they have to change every setup which they are using in the industries. Okay, they have to change the volume of production, they have to change the labor budget, they have to change the raw material budget. Okay, so in each and every week or each or every month they cannot do these things. Okay, so mainly in industry, stability is preferred. So this is all about responsiveness and stability, and they both are related to ESM method. In the next lecture, we will discuss forecasting error and some of the numericals of this forecasting topic. Thank you.